Welcome back to the weight room. I appreciate you coming on.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So if you just want to tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, a little bit about what you do, your fitness a little bit, stuff like that.
Yeah, so I'm Emily Brooke, and I have actually always been into fitness. I am a qualified personal trainer. However, I don't do it for work. It's more just a hobby. So I did work as a personal trainer for 2 years in a gym, just a regular gym. I found for me, it wasn't like a career, it was a passion. And I made the decision to keep it as a hobby and a kind of like a side passion. But I am forever so grateful that I did like learn all that knowledge for myself, because like I'll keep that with me for life. So I've been like a pretty heavy gym goer for, I would say, the last 10 years. Normally switching up between like resistance training and functional training and like high intensity cardio kind of training, like HIIT. I think the last few years I've just been cycling through a few different like specialty functional gyms. Fitness is a really important part of my life because I feel like without it, I'm just not my best self. Like I can't bring my best self in my business or with my friends and my family if I haven't moved my body for the day. So every single morning it is a habit. I wake up at 5:30. I kind of have some water and meditate 5 minutes and I get to the gym. That's my thing. And I feel like if I don't do that, I'm not myself. Literally just in the morning, and if I need to throughout the day, just to refocus or realign myself, or calm down. If I've got busy days on, like 5 minutes is life changing if you make it a
Absolutely.
habit, a daily habit.
You said you've been doing, workouts and stuff and been kind of doing the fitness thing for about 10 years, but really got you into doing it?
Originally, what got me into it was I am one of those people that cannot focus. I really have had to teach myself how to focus my energy on one thing, because I will start 100 things. I've always got lots of ideas and I just can't hone in on anything, and my energy is just always way too high. So I started going to the gym as a way of release, and to kind of just have that that hour of my day where I just release all the high energy from my body, kind of have that time to myself. And also a little bit of anger release. I wasn't angry, but I was maybe a bit of a prickly teenager. So I found exercising really leveled me out, and all the endorphins, they really do work. Over the years, that's why I'm still into fitness, is for my mental state, my peaceful state. And I just feel like when I'm looking after my body, I am my best self, and I can be more confident, and I can be a better friend. I can be a better daughter. I can, be a better business coach. Everything I do, I'm better if I've looked after myself first. You can't pour from an empty cup.
What really pushes you to train and go to the gym?
Now, to be honest, it's just habit. Every night I set my alarm and I wake up, and it's like before I've even had a chance to think about it, I'm already on my way. Because I'm a morning trainer, but I actually go in the afternoons as well. I work from home for myself, so a lot of like computer work. I feel like I don't get enough movement in the day if I don't go twice, because I'm quite literally sitting on a computer for upwards of 12 hours a day sometimes. So the first step is to wake my body up, shift the still energy after my rest and sleep. And then the afternoon one is kind of like, oh, I've been sitting on my butt all day. I should probably get out and move some more.
Yeah. I think it's good too to make yourself like to schedule a time to do it, or to like make that actual time to go to the gym, and not just say, I'm going to get up today and do something. Because whenever you do that, it's almost like, well, I'm almost done with this project and this task. I'll just do it afterwards. Then you get into something else, and then you get into something else.
Absolutely. I definitely need a time. Like I go at the same time every single day, and it's almost like routine. It's a lot easier to go every single day and stick to that routine because it's just embedded in my week and my days.
Gotcha. So what do those workouts look like? You know, what do you do in the morning versus what you do in the afternoon session?
So I'm currently at a gym franchise called Body Fit, but basically it's got 11 styles of classes. So they have high intensity interval training. They just have like cardio summit classes. Then they have strength classes, and they have like balance and form classes. So I try and do a cardio, like a high intensity cardio 5 times a week. And then I try and hit like 3 strength and a form class.
Gotcha.
As well.
Gotcha.
So I normally train twice a day, 4 days a week. I never work out on Sundays. It's always my rest day. I really implement that rest day and take that time. You know, sometimes I'll go for like a small walk with a girlfriend or something. But no gym on Sundays has been a rule for me for quite a while now. I've only just started really appreciating rest and recovery in the last maybe 12 months. Just, you know, doing things like taking magnesium before bed and really making an effort to wind down my muscles and my body, and having like a massage once a month, and taking 15 minutes every single day to stretch. And I find it just makes such a difference. And I always say, like, you shouldn't go to the gym if you don't like going. I think it's very important for it to not be a chore or not be like a burden in your life. And for some people, implementing like a really solid stretch session every day, that could be their physical movement. Not everyone is going to have fun throwing around really heavy weights, and not everyone is going to like running for 5Ks.
Right.
So I think sport is very underrated as a form of exercise. And I have tried many sports. I've always been very active. However, I'm not very good at a lot of sports. I'm better at, just your standard gym training. But one of my favorite activities is going to play tennis with my grandma. It is such a workout, and it's so fun. And she smashes me every single time. My grandma is so good at tennis. My grandma's really fit. But it's so fun. And, you know, the next day I'm feeling muscle soreness in muscles that I don't normally work.
Yeah.
So it's really cool and, you know, same with like football and like those kind of like sidestepping movements. I don't know what kind of football you guys play. Rugby, yeah. I used to play a bit of like touch football. I wouldn't do rugby. But just like, you know, the muscles it works in your legs and your calves and stuff.
Yeah.
If you're doing it for like a bit of fun or social, you get a fair bit out of it. And I mean, I've always loved functional training, but nothing hits those little functional muscles like actually running around with a ball or a tennis racket.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, when you're doing like the most pure form of functional training, that's what's gonna get those ones.
Yeah, absolutely. So you said your grandma's pretty fit?
Yeah, she's like a young, fit grandma. My grandma is currently 63 years old, and she doesn't look a day over 50. She's always, you know, been super healthy and looked after herself and gone for runs every day and plays tennis.
Wow.
Yeah, so our little hangout that we do, we'll go to like a local tennis court, pre-COVID, obviously.
Right.
And we'd, just spend an hour or two in the tennis court. It was so fun. And like I said, she absolutely throttles me.
Do you think that...
Good competition.
Do you think that she motivated you to, you know, get fit and stay fit and just to have that fitness down the road as well? Yeah,
definitely. And I mean, throughout COVID, I actually spent 3 months living with her. just to keep each other company.
Wow.
And we kept each other so fit and so healthy. My grandma is also amazing at baking and cooking. So I motivated her to not bake as many naughty treats. And we had a lot of like really nutritious and like hearty good meals. And my grandma motivated me to get up and go for a run with her and go play tennis. So it was really good because when the gyms were closed, I was a little bit lost, to be completely honest. I've always been like I need some kind of weights, or I need a treadmill. Like I need some form of equipment to feel really satisfied with a workout. And, you know, I'm going to these gyms, and one of the previous gyms I would go to was like super high rep. We'd go in there and do like 100 burpees, and then we'd do like 90 jump lunges and 80 squats. But then down the pyramid, I guess, would be like some light shoulder presses. Like I just always felt like I needed to be in a gym and have some form of resistance to feel satisfied. And if I'm at home by myself, I'm not going to do 100 burpees. There's no way I would make myself do that. But if I go to a gym and like the group's doing it, I will do it, and I will do it as fast as I can because I'm competitive. But no way am I going to sit in my lounge room and write up a program of myself doing 100 burpees. I love group environments. I think I thrive in those kinds of fitness environments. For my personal self, because I am competitive. So I'm always, you know, trying to go as fast as I can and be the strongest and fittest. And I'm not normally, but it just pushes me to my limits, which is what I like doing. Accountability is key in so many different aspects of life. I think accountability is so important. I mean, Facebook groups, there is a Facebook group for everything. Just finding like-minded people in your area has never been so accessible. And I mean, they don't even have to be in your area. You can have people on the other side of the world keeping you accountable if it's a digital friendship.
Why do you think so many people aren't living a healthy lifestyle, even though we have all this information, all this research? It's become so easy to do. Why do you think some people are still hesitant to live a healthier lifestyle, whether that be through diet or nutrition or both?
Look, it baffles me. It honestly does. I think it's pure just laziness. It's easier short term to not be disciplined, but it's easier long term to be disciplined in the short term.
Yep.
So I think people take like the short term gain, which is, you know, sitting on the couch and watching Netflix or ordering a pizza instead of making vegetables and whatever their nutritious meal could be. But it's short-term gain. And in the long term, it's going to be a lot harder for them. Whereas the people that kind of keep themselves accountable and have discipline and structure, and I mean, why would you not want to look after your vessel? Like you are taking your body to your grave. That is the only thing certain in this life. I want my body to be in the best condition to look after me for as long as it can. Like I'm my main priority always.
And it's kind of weird because you see so many young people that do get into health and fitness, but you think it would almost be the opposite because, you know, young people sometimes feel like they're invincible and nothing's ever going to happen to them. Whereas as you kind of get older, you start to realize that, yes, these things do start to happen.
Yeah. I also think, though, maybe, and I can't, this is speculating, but I guess when you get older and you have a family and a partner and kids, maybe making time is not as easy as it is for the younger generation.
Absolutely.
And I obviously don't have kids myself, so all my time is for me, but I could only imagine if I was looking after other little humans, it would probably get a lot harder to manage my time. to invest in myself and keep myself healthy. That's only coming from an exercise standpoint, though. I mean, that shouldn't stop people from wanting to eat healthy and drink lots of water and rest and
Right.
all of that. Or maybe people get comfortable in their relationships, in their family life, and it's not as much of a priority because they're just comfortable and happy.
Comfort is almost like the enemy, you know. It's you want to always try to be a little bit out of your comfort zone and not necessarily to like struggle, but some struggle that you're some program struggle, I guess, is really kind of the way to go because it kind of keeps pushing you to grow and kind of get a little bit better each day.
Definitely. And I mean, growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone in any aspect of life, including fitness and health goals and whatnot. If you're comfortable, you're not growing and you're not learning, you're just stagnant in that comfort zone. I've definitely been there, you know, like in a previous relationship, I have definitely gotten comfortable and stopped caring about what I was feeding myself. And like I still exercised, but I still gained weight because at the end of the day, I've always been so healthy in a balanced way. Like I'll definitely treat myself on the weekends, but I would say 80% of my diet is pretty good. And then on the weekends, if I want to eat a whole pizza, I'll just do it guilt-free because I know like I can do that. But I have been in relationships where it's like, okay, now all of a sudden 80% of the time I'm eating bad, still exercising, but my body is like, what are you doing? And I just, you know, I gained weight very fast. And it was very hard to get rid of it. And I was like, hang on a second, I'm exercising. Like this shouldn't be happening. And, you know, it's calories in, calories out. And there's so many different like styles, you know what I mean? Like there's so many different, diets and ways that, you know, there's paleo, there's vegan, there's keto, all these different things.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's calories in, calories out. Which one of those works for you personally? Which one can you actually enjoy and maintain?
Yes.
Because if you don't enjoy the diet, you won't maintain it.
Absolutely.
And that's why it doesn't matter which one you choose. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, they're all, in my opinion, just like I would dare say fads. But in saying that, if person A can be like, I can stick to this keto diet and I can make this my lifestyle and I can maintain this, that's awesome. They should 100% do that. And then if someone else, person B, is like, you know what, this paleo diet is my jam, I can stick to this, this can be my lifestyle, then they should definitely do that.
Yeah.
But I hate it when they like advocates of each one kind of put others down. I've never been like a macro counter. I've always, if I am being mindful, I'll be aware of my calories, but I'm more of a intuitive dieter. I kind of just trust my body. When I'm hungry, I eat, and I'm aware of portion sizes and what size meals I'm having. And like if I have a really heavy lunch, I'll always have a light dinner to kind of complement it. My, you know, midweek diet smoothie for breakfast. And for lunch, I'll normally have like a salad with some kind of protein, whether that's egg or tuna or, you know, maybe some meat like chicken or something. And for dinner, I'll normally just have vegetables, some kind of potato and meat. Like it's just so easy and I don't have to weigh anything out. I don't have to track how many calories because I know that like everything I've been eating has been nutritious. So I'm not concerned about hitting a calorie goal or a macronutrient goal. I'm concerned about not feeling hungry and feeling like I've got energy and fueling my body for life. And also if you and I know this from experience, I've probably, you know, tried every kind of diet under the sun in my 20s. But if you go on a really calorie restrictive diet, it's very short term because as soon as you start eating normal you can't live off 1,200 calories. Like you won't have energy. You're going to be, you know, you're going to be hungry.
Yeah.
Just to put it simply, you can't, no one's going to be happy.
Right.
I think my base metabolic rate is like 15 or 1600 calories. So 1200 calories to me, I'm starving. But, you know, you might lose weight and get lean really temporarily. But I find for me, I bounce back worse. I normally end up gaining more weight because once the, you know, quote unquote diet is over, I'm trying to make up for lost time, and it goes in the complete other direction.
How do you feel, you know, when you do certain exercises or do certain workouts or certain styles? Do you feel like you're being pushed to do a certain style of workout because you're a woman, or do you feel like, you know, in today's age, it's kind of anybody can do anything? Like, how do you feel, not necessarily in your own head, but how do you feel other people are kind of responding to that?
I think from my experience, I think that there's still a little bit of that stigma, and I think it's getting better. But I know, like, if I go to a new gym, I'm always offered like lighter weights, and I'll just be like, I'll go and grab something 3 times the size that they've just offered me and surprise them. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm like, well, yeah, like you haven't asked me any questions. Like, you have no idea why you assuming I want this 2 kilo dump. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. For
So
sure.
I think that's like ingrained in humans. Like, I think that's just how we are a little bit, to make those assumptions. However, I do think it's getting better. I think maybe 5 years ago, there wasn't a lot of women lifting weights and doing functional training. It was a lot of like walking and cardio kind of style. But these days, you know, women are killing it in the gym. Like, it's amazing to see. And I remember, you know, when I first started going into a gym, I would almost feel uncomfortable to head into the weight section.
Yeah.
Which is really disappointing. But it's also really nice to see the growth of the world, because I wouldn't think twice about that in this day and age.
That's kind of another positive of social media is whenever one person does it, it allows other people to see it, and then they start doing it, and then more people see it, and it becomes more acceptable of saying, yeah, women can, you know, lift heavy weights and strength train and just go, you know, go just as hard as a man can go, you know, in the weight section for sure.
Yeah. And because there used to be that that assumption too, that, you know, if women would lift heavy weight, that they would kind of get masculine and bulky, which we all know is not true.
Right.
Unless you're obviously taking supplements or having a really like strict diet to support that kind of muscle growth.
Right.
It's very, very difficult for a woman to just get masculine and bulky.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad that assumption has been, I think that's been left in like 2018.
And it's good to see because there's so many benefits from strength training and lifting weights.
Yeah. And you know what? Coming from me, I've been like heavy into resistance training, and then I've also had breaks where I'm like, no, I'm just going to do cardio, and, you know, I go through those little phases. But I feel the best when I'm strong, and I feel like weights training and resistance training is really what gives my body the shape it has now. You know, just doing cardio, I was fit and like, you know, skinny, but I didn't feel comfortable in my body like I do now, with having that extra muscle.
Do you have any final kind of advice for people who are looking either to get on, you know, a healthy track, or that are just starting on that healthy track?
Look, it's, for me, the biggest, most important thing is just to do something that you enjoy. And, you know, you don't have to love it, but something that it's not a burden to get out of bed and go and do, whether that's walking with a friend or, you know, taking your pet for a walk, resistance training, yoga, even something as simple as stretching. And same with, you know, nutrition. Find something that you can incorporate into your lifestyle. Because if you just keep switching through all the fad diets, chances are you're not going to make any real lifestyle changes. It's going to be very temporary. So I always say, you know, if I've got a friend that says that they don't like going to the gym, I'm like, don't go, but find something to move your body that you enjoy.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be the same for everyone. If you are struggling to go do whatever you're doing right now, whether that's gym or whatnot, just do yourself a favor and try something different tomorrow. And switch it up and keep switching it up until you're like, you know what, that was actually kind of fun.
Yeah, exactly.
When you find that sweet spot, like that, I could do that again.
Right.
That's what you want to be doing for your exercise.
Appreciate you taking your time to come on and share some knowledge and, you know, share your experience.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate that.